Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Sweet Johnson Stadium on the campus of North Eugene High School in Eugene, Oregon, as we get ready for today's Day 4 action here in the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Welcome into the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Today, the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts once again will try to fight off elimination against another Area 4 opponent. The Doc Stewarts taking on the Emerald Challengers, who are undefeated in the state tournament. The game getting ready to come up here in about 10 minutes from now, and as we make our way through the pregame show, we're going to get a chance to catch up with head coach Eric Savage in just a moment. Before we take our first break of the pregame show, I want to remind everybody today's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score, the live video stream presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. Doc's coming off of an emotional win over the Medford Mustangs yesterday. The Challengers in the Battle of the Unbeatens, winning yesterday against the Portland Barbers. Should be a great matchup in store for us as we get ready for the final game of Day 4 here in the state tournament when we return on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs. Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dome for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. It is Day 4 of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament, and the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts get ready to play for a third straight season. They get a chance to play on Day 4. And joining us is Coach Eric Savage. Coach, congratulations on the team getting this far. I know yesterday was kind of an emotional win, getting a chance to go up against an Area 4 rival and a team that has obviously seen plenty of success in the postseason. Kind of coming away from that, it felt like the team in good spirits. And how does that kind of carry over to this morning and here into the afternoon?
Yeah, you know, the team was super elated about what we did accomplish yesterday, and what a great baseball game to be a part of. And the way we competed and the way we played together was just it was special, and we beat a really good club that we've really struggled at putting away this year. And I think it's a huge momentum builder for us today, and I think the kids are ready to go, and I think we're going to be in a good place. And regardless, I feel like we're going to go out there and give 110% and do what we're capable of, and hopefully come away with a W. So.
We've seen you guys reel off a couple of wins in elimination games here over the last couple of days. In elimination game, you got to have a certain type of mindset. And, after a big win yesterday, how do you get the guys kind of to settle back in and get back into that mindset to try and fight off the team having to go home for the final time today?
Well, it's got to be the mindset that we've had the last few games, and it starts with, the consistency. Team meetings, and then just making sure that we're sticking to routines, and just know that we got each other's backs. We got to throw strikes, and we got to be aggressive early and counts as hitters. But we've been able to do a number of different things that we haven't been able to do all year. We go deep, and we've been going deep in counts and getting 2-out hits, and just a united front really. And we just got to stick with what we've been doing, what's been working. And we got to believe in each other and move forward with, that fight back mentality. We're going to get punched in the face a few times a day, but we got to be able to punch back. And that's what we've been able to do. So,
you feel like you've maybe seen the proverbial kind of the flip switch a little bit here in these last couple of games? Yeah,
the last few games, absolutely. It's been nice to see, and it's been something we've been working on all year and stressing on all year, and it's come to fruition at the right time. So hopefully we see that again today. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be a packed house here, and night game, so the sun's going to be brutal for some positions. And we just need to get going, get excited to play baseball, and do what we've done. So.
Of course, you got another Area 4 opponent tonight. It's the Emerald Challengers on the other side, and you mentioned they'll have the home crowd on their favor. But it's a team you guys have seen a win against in the regular season, and going into this matchup, what do you take from the regular season that you maybe learned about the Challengers that maybe is going to help apply to here today?
They're a well-coached club, and I think what we learned from in the season is that if we play our baseball, we play clean baseball, and we're aggressive, I think anything can happen. And I think we showed that a number of times throughout the season. It's just where are we at when stuff goes bad, and strike throwing was a huge piece. But fighting back, man, just being able to find that within ourselves, to not wait for somebody else to do it, and believe in each other, and know that the next person in line is going to do the job. And with Eugene, I mean, they're going to be consistently in the zone. They're going to put the bat on the ball. They can move runners. They can play small ball, but they're just really just a fundamental baseball team that can run a little bit and play really good defense. And so we gotta do that a little bit better than them, and hopefully the ball bounces our way a little bit, and we can compete our tails off. So.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you guys out there today.
Thank you, Joey.
That is Coach Eric Savage here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back for the bottom of the first inning. For those on our video stream, we'll get you caught up here as we get ready for the bottom of the first. Take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups in this scoreless game. Brooks Avery will lead things off at shortstop, followed by Carson Dunn, the center fielder. Cade Johnson, the third baseman, batting third, followed by the cleanup hitter, Evan Martin, at first base. Knox Hubbard, the catcher, will bat fifth, followed by the DH, Waylon McKnight, batting sixth, hitting for Tristan Ledbetter, the pitcher. Logan Anderson, the second baseman, batting seventh, hitting eighth, and starting in right field, Drew Camp. And rounding out the starting nine, Sebastian Watson in left field. Scoreless ball game as the Doc Stewarts catch Brock Johnson stealing second to finish off the top of the first inning. So no damage done for the challengers. On the mound, Kyle Miller, a right-hander, works in a first pitch strike one to Brooks Avery. The 0-1 to Avery just outside, a 1-1 count. So apologize that things crashed on us there in the top of the first inning. I'm hoping that is just the usual thing we've seen every other game here in the tournament, and now we are in the clear. But I don't know what to expect anymore. What I do hope to see is a competitive game tonight for the Doc Stewarts, who look to try and win in advance of the final day of the tournament tomorrow. 1-2 pitch fought off by Brooks Avery, the leadoff man for the Doc Stewarts, facing Kyle Miller. For the Doc Stewarts, this will be the first time seeing Kyle Miller on the mound against the Challengers. Docs went 2-2 against the Challengers during the regular season. 1-2 pitch is elevated, a 2-2 count. Brooks Avery batting .313 coming into tonight's contest. The starting shortstop for the Doc Stewarts will take high and away again for ball three. Drew a couple of walks yesterday. Stands back in with the full count to lead things off here in the bottom of the first for the Doc Stewarts. Pops it up left side, shallow left field, fighting the sun out there, coming in and making the catch. Peyton Tyner will retire Brooks Avery to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning. Carson Dunn, the hero yesterday, with a third inning grand slam home run to give the Docs the lead against Medford that they would hold the rest of the way. Carson Dunn stands in with one out and nobody on base. Time called before the pitch. Carson Dunn with a successful tournament going, a successful postseason. He's batting .454 during the postseason. He comes in hitting .339. Takes the first pitch from Miller for strike one. Docs here in the bottom of the first. We ran through your starting lineup, brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. Breaking ball, a bit inside for Miller. 1-1 count for Dunn. The right-hander, Kyle Miller, kicks and fires. Dunn shows a bunt, pulls the barrel back, and he'll take for a second strike. Kyle Miller out there for the Challengers. Gotta find my Challengers roster. Ball fouled off by Dunn. Stays a 1-2 count. That's the Mid-Valley roster. I got all my stack of rosters here. Of course, Challengers are at the bottom. Kyle Miller out of Thurston High School, class of 2025 for the Colts, which had a great spring season. Ball towards center field. Carries enough out there for Adam Elliott. 2 down for the Doc Stewarts here in the first.
Third baseman, number 1, Cade Johnson.
It'll bring up Cade Johnson with 2 down and nobody on base. Dunn got a nice swing on that one, but just lines it to dead center field where Adam Elliott has to run in just a little bit to get to that baseball. 2 down, nobody on base. Cade Johnson takes a strike on the outer half of the plate to begin things here. Behind the plate, Nate Cook catching for the Challengers here in the first inning. Ground ball towards short. Charging in front of it, Brock Johnson. His throw on the run will get across the diamond to retire the Doc Stewarts in order here in the first inning. So after 1 inning of play in this elimination game for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, it's scoreless between the Challengers and the Docs. We'll come back with the top of the second on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Top of the second inning. Doc Stewart's baseball here on the score, brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Caden Starr was at the plate when Brock Johnson was thrown out stealing in the first inning, so he will get to step back in with a fresh count against Tristan Ledbetter, who starts for the Doc Stewarts today. Out of his windup, Ledbetter misses outside ball one to start things off here against Caden Starr. Tristan Ledbetter this season for the Doc Stewarts. 36 1/3 innings, making his 6th start, his 10th appearance. He's got a 3-3 record as he gets a swing and a miss out of Starr. Ledbetter has won 3 out of his last 4 starts for the Doc Stewarts. He's lowered his ERA to 2.73 as they'll go a check swing and called strike 2 as the appeal at first says he went around. Caden Starr, a 1-2 count. Ledbetter's 1-2. Just misses high and away. Behind the plate, Knox Hubbard trying to frame that one. For Ledbetter, 26 strikeouts, 24 walks in his 36 1/3 innings of work. A ball lifted out towards right center is going to drop in for a base hit. Drew Camp will come up and fire it back in. A single to start things off here in the second inning for Caden Starr. First hit of the game for the Emerald Challengers. They get a man on, and it'll bring up Eli Christ, the third baseman, batting with 1 on and nobody out. Around the diamond for the Doc Stewarts, behind the plate, Knox Hubbard. Out at first base, Evan Martin. Logan Anderson at second. On the left side, Cade Johnson at third, and Brooks Avery at short. So first pitch just outside, a 1-0 count to start off. In the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Drew Camp. Sun starting to get low on the horizon as a ball hit out towards right center again. This one's going to carry, gets by Drew Camp. He'll cut it off, sends it back in. The runner going around third, headed for home. Anderson's throw not on target. No throw to second base. It's 1-0 Challengers. That'll be a double for Eli Christ to drive in the first run of the ball game. He was able to find the alley, carries it between Dunn and Camp. Pretty impressive there. 2 speedy outfielders for the Doc Stewarts, neither able to cut that ball off, and that allows Caden Starr to score from first base and make it a 1-0 lead for the Challengers, who look to go to the final day of the tournament without a loss. Take the early lead against the Doc Stewarts. Challengers are the visiting team in the matchup. First pitch fouled back for strike 1 for Nate Cook. 0-1 count to start here. I was going to say the sun's starting to cast shadows out towards left field. Left field, center field, definitely will have to battle the sun with the ball in the air. Same can be said for the left side of the infield. The 0-1 hits the outside corner. Called strike 2. Doc Stewart's wearing the black tops and the cream trousers today. The off-white trousers with the blue stirrup socks. On the mound, Tristan Ledbetter's 0-2 pitch outside. Just barely snagged there by Knox Hubbard. And that keeps Eli Christ at second base. Christ with the double to score the first run of the ball game. In scoring position with nobody out at the plate. A 1-2 count for Nate Cook. The pitch is grounded towards short. Brooks Avery had a chance to maybe go to third. Instead, throws low to first. It gets by Evan Martin. Another run will score. And holding at second base will be Nate Cook. So the Emerald Challengers will take the lead and add to it here in the second. I'm wondering if the last second before he let go of that baseball, if the thought for Brooks Avery was, oh, shoot, I should have thrown to third base to try and get the lead runner, as he had an opportunity to get Eli Christ going to third. Instead, he made the choice quickly to go to first, and he short-hopped it there. Evan Martin couldn't handle it, gets by, and so the Doc Stewarts will give up another run. They will meet on the mound. They give a pat on the back to Brooks Avery. This team trying to come together here late. and see if they can make the probably unexpected run to the final day of the tournament. But now they'll have to overcome a 2-0 deficit against the Challengers. Jackson Kister will bat. The right fielder stands in with a man at second. Still nobody out here in the second inning. He takes the first pitch for strike one. Doc Stewart's going 2-2 against the Challengers during the regular season. Doc's won 2-1 and won 3-1. There's another strike taken for Kister, 0-2 count. The losses for the Docs were a 15-5 loss and a 10-1 loss against the Challengers. So seems as if a close game might favor the Docs, but they'd only given up one run in both of their wins. They're down 2-0. As a check swing, strike three for Jackson Kister. Out at second base, holding there Nate Cook, as Knox Hubbard came up quickly looking to maybe fire down to second. One away on the first strikeout of the game for Tristan Ledbetter. All strikeouts for Doc Stewart's pitchers are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Ledbetter will face the 8-hitter Aiden Hazen. He fouls one right side out of play for strike one. Doc Stewart's against the Challengers in the regular season. Doc's 11 runs, 16 hits, 5 errors. The Challengers 27 runs, 27 hits, 2 errors. It's a ground ball towards short. Brooks Avery goes off his glove, won't make a play. The runners are safe at first and third. And Avery having a tough start to the ball game here today. A sure-handed shortstop. Usually very smooth out at second base, but commits his second error. So runners on the corners, just one out, and it's the 9-hitter Easton McDonald. Now the Docs in the tournament, the thing that has kind of been the change for them has been battling back from the adversity. So we'll see that is put to the test again here today. Easton McDonald, the 9-hitter, will bat. He squared to bunt, takes outside for a 1-0 count. One out. Runners at first and third for the Challengers. Knox Hubbard will step out in front of home to instruct the infield. We're here in the top of the second. 2-0 lead for the Challengers so far on a couple of hits and a couple of errors. Ball slapped left side, drops in, base hit. Sebastian Watson will get to it. He'll throw back in. The runner will hold at second. RBI single left side for Easton McDonald. The lefty comes through, and it's 3-0. Challengers in front, top of their order, coming back up to hit.
The center fielder, number 1, Adam.
Still just one out. Adam Elliott will bat for a second time. First time up, he lined right back to Tristan Ledbetter on the mound. Runners at first and second. Ground ball towards short. Avery gets it to Anderson. Relay to Martin, not in time. Docs will get one of the two. Runners on the corners as Elliott will get on with the fielder's choice. Out at second base, Easton McDonald, 6-4 on the put out there. 2 down. Moving to third base, Aiden Hazen. So again, runners on the corners for the Challengers. Docs needing one more out to get through things here in the top of the second. 8th hitter to the plate for the Challengers. Ledbetter gets a fly ball to right field. Drew Camp looks like he's got a read on it, makes the catch, and retires aside. So the Doc Stewarts will give up the lead here in the top of the second. 3 runs come in for the Challengers on 2 hits. There were 3 hits here in the second inning. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left on base. So we go to the bottom of the second. It is 3-0. The Challengers in front. Docs looking to rally on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Three runs in the top of the second inning for the Challengers. Doc Stewart's will try to at least get some of that back here in the bottom of the second. Evan Martin, Knox Hubbard, and Waylon McKnight due up against Kyle Miller, the right-hander on the mound out of Thurston High School for the Challengers. Evan Martin, starting at first base tonight, takes low for ball one as we're underway here in the second inning. Taking a look at the defensive alignment for the Challengers. Behind the plate, Nate Cook.
First baseman, number 17.
Aiden Hazen at second. Aiden Hazen at first. Easton McDonald at second. There's a ground ball left side. Brock Johnson, long throw, just in time to get Martin at first. And there's one away. Martin almost beating out that grounder to the hole at short. Deep in the hole there for Brock Johnson, and lobbed across the diamond right on target to Aiden Hazen for the out. One away. Up to bat, Knox Hubbard. So Aiden Hazen at first, Easton McDonald at second. On the left side of the diamond, Eli Christ at third, and Brock Johnson at short. Get you the outfield as they shift one infielder to the right side of the diamond for Knox Hubbard. First pitch outside for ball one. In the outfield from left to right for the Challengers, Peyton Tyner, Adam Elliott, and Jackson Kister, your starting defensive alignment for the Challengers. Knox will pull one first base side, bobbled but able to collect, flip to first base. Hazen gets it to Miller, who covers the bag. Two away for the Doc Stewarts.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 18, Waylon.
Doc still looking for the first hit here in the ball game. So far, Miller has retired 5 straight to start things out. Waylon McKnight will bat the DH, hitting for starting pitcher Tristan Ledbetter. First pitch, ball one. Starting defense brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. When you're looking to build that best defense, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. That's Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. 2-0 count for Waylon McKnight. Batting sixth in the lineup for the Docs. The 2-0 hits the inside corner just above the knees. Doc Stewart's yesterday winning 9-6 against the Medford Mustangs, eliminating Medford. Kind of interesting, last year Docs eliminated the Challengers on day 3. And here in this one, they eliminate the Mustangs. So last year and this year, Doc Stewart's knocking out an Area 4 opponent on the third day of the tournament. Third day of the tournament. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. McKnight goes down for the final out. First strikeout in the game for Kyle Miller, and the Doc Stewarts have sent 6 to the plate, and they have not been able to get anybody on base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. It's 3-0 Challengers in front of the Doc Stewarts as we head to the top of the third inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Top of the third inning, the lefty Peyton Tyner will lead things off against Tristan Ledbetter, who misses low for ball one. To start things off here, Docs Baseball brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Nice crowd out here tonight on a beautiful night in the Willamette Valley. Just outside to the lefty, 2-0 count for Ledbetter. Tyner flew out to center field his first time up back in the first. 79 degrees tonight here as this game gets underway. A nice little breeze for those in the stands as a pitch misses low again. 3-0 count for Tyner. The kick and fire in on the 3-0. Ledbetter will catch the strike zone. Sun shining down. Again, we mentioned left field. Left side of the diamond is the sun field here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. It's a 3-1 pitch. Pulled towards first. A nice snag by Evan Martin on a late high hop off the infield turf that is dry and playing a little hard here this tournament. Martin makes the play and tags first all on his own. He will retire Peyton Tyner, the 3-hitter, for the first out here in the third inning. One away, Caden Starr got the first hit of the ballgame for the Challengers. He'll foul one down the right field side. A ball just over the outstretched glove of Evan Martin at first, then slices into foul territory down the right field side. So an 0-1 count to start for Caden Starr, who got on with a single in the second, eventually scored the first run of the game for the Challengers, who lead it 3-0. A couple of errors in the second inning, helping out the Challengers on their path to taking the lead. 1-1 outside again for Ledbetter. Caden Starr in the third game of the series during the regular season. Caden Starr was 2 for 4 with an RBI in the 10-1 win against the Doc Stewarts in Roseburg. First game of that doubleheader that was wrapping up the regular season for both teams. 3-1 pitch here. Grounded third base side. Foul ball right down the line. Cade Johnson fielding that one cleanly. Wanted a chance to throw to first, but the call at the last second is that's a foul ball. Just went foul as it got to the bag. So a 3-2 count after the foul ball for Starr. Ledbetter winds and fires. Gets him to pop it up right side. Foul territory. Martin chasing over the shoulder. Diving attempt. No, neither will actually end up laying out for it. Drew Camp and Evan Martin closing in on that baseball. Neither able to get to it. It lands just out of the reach for both the right fielder and first baseman. As expected, the home stands are definitely full here tonight. Been hearing they've been drawing a great crowd throughout the tournament. Doc Stewart's, they've been doing a good job drawing fans as well. As a breaking ball misses for ball 4. I'm pretty sure that Caden Starr thought he was heading back to the dugout on that one. Everybody else on the field thought it was strike 3. Unfortunately, the umpire is the one that has the opinion that matters, and his opinion was ball 4. Walk issued to Caden Starr. First pitch popped up foul behind home for Eli Christ, who drove in the first run of the game with a double to right center. Doc Stewart's, there's seats available on the Doc side of the field, but good showing as always. Docs fans always travel well. The 0-1 is outside. 1-1 count. Knox Hubbard behind the plate, keeping that ball in front of him, keeping the runner at first base. 1 out, 1 on. Doc's looking for a chance to try and roll one up here. Turned a couple of double plays yesterday against Medford. So a line drive to left field is going to drop in. 2 for 2 today for Eli Christ. He's gone right side. Now he goes left side. His single puts runners at first and second.
Now batting, the catcher.
And still 1 out here in the top of the third. 2 runners on. Eli Christ, a couple of noteworthy games against the Docs. Went 2 for 3 against the Docs. Had a run scored, a walk, and a strikeout in the second game of that 4-game series. The first pitch, breaking ball outside here to Nate Cook, the catcher. So Chris 2 for 3 in game 2, which the Challengers won 15-5. In the game they won 10-1. Chris was 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles in that game and an RBI. So we know he can stroke it. Challengers so far with 4 hits in the ball game. Back pick to second base, not going to be there. 1-0 count at the plate for Nate Cook, who reached on an error, a throwing error by Brooks Avery. 1-0 pitch is lifted right side on the run. Drew Camp will catch that ball, spins, throws in, launches that ball back in. Nobody in particular going to be there to get it. And up to second base will go the runner from first. And that is why you hit the cutoff man. There's 2 away, but 2 runners in scoring position now for the Challengers. Camp he's the lefty, so he spun the right way to be able to get a nice throw back in, but he airmailed it in to the middle of the infield. Missed the cutoff man, and nobody quite there to get to that baseball. That allowed Eli Chris to head to second base. First pitch swinging, fouled away by Jackson Kister, who struck out swinging in the second. Caden Starr tagged and moved to third on that fly ball out to right field. That was expected, but they thought they'd be able to hold Christ at first, but he moved when the ball just went to nobody. It's a breaking ball outside for Ledbetter. Ledbetter, a 1-1 count here against the number 7 hitter, looking for the final out, trying to keep it a 3-0 ball game. Right now it is in favor of the Challengers. The 1-1 pitch hits the outside corner. Ledbetter has a nice cross-body motion that definitely comes across the plate to the right-handed hitter. A 1-2 pitch, still further outside this time. And it's now 2-2. Tristan Ledbetter needs one more strike, one more out to get out of things here in the top of the third. His 2-2 pitch. Grounded slowly third base side. Cade Johnson can't get it out of the glove cleanly. And another run comes in for the Challengers. So Cade Johnson came in, he got it in the glove, but couldn't get it out. He tried to flip it into the hand to throw to first, and it bobbles in and out of his hand. And that looks like it goes down as an error, is I think the official ruling on that one. Third error in the ballgame for the Docs. Runner going from first, throw down to second base. They've got him in a rundown. Logan Anderson is going to throw it to first. They've got the runner at first in a pickle. The runner's going to come home and score, and the Docs now need to make sure they get the runner out between first and second. Tag applied by Avery. Excuse me there for those watching online. Didn't switch the camera, but the final out is made. Another run scores. So Jackson Kister got on the error. He's the final out. Scoring is Eli Christ, easily without a throw. 2 runs come in here in the third inning. It is 5-0. The Challengers leading the Doc Stewarts as we go to the bottom of the third here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Bottom of the third inning, Doc Stewart's trailing 5-0, looking to get some offense going against the challengers here, as it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for your Doc Stewarts. Logan Anderson will lead things off. First pitch from Kyle Miller inside for ball 1. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. 1-0. Strike one call to Anderson, a 1-1 count. Logan Anderson, first year with the Doc Stewarts, batting .333. Worked his way into an everyday starting position at second base this year after just his sophomore season at Umpqua Valley Christian. And his .333 average, one of the better ones on the team. He got handcuffed on that inside pitch. Soft pop fly to the middle of the infield, taken by the shortstop, one away. Doc Stewart's continue to struggle to barrel up something here against Kyle Miller, who starts for the challengers on day 4 of the tournament. Everybody getting a little thinner at the pitching position throughout the tournament. That's how it works, as a pitch fouled back by Camp. If the Doc Stewarts survive and move into tomorrow, it's going to be interesting to see how things work out for them on the final day of the tournament, if they can get there. Right now trailing 5-0, the 0-1 pitch is low to Drew Camp, the lefty. Drew and Knox, the only lefties in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. Drew Camp, according to Coach Savage last night when I was having dinner with the team, said that he's liked the way that Drew's been swinging lately. Hopefully that'll translate into the game here today. 1-1. He gets around on an inside pitch, rolls it to second base. The throw will be just ahead as Easton McDonald makes the play. 2 down. So the Doc Stewarts will look to Sebastian Watson to try and get something started here in this ball game. So far, 8 up, 8 down for Kyle Miller. Watson starting in left field here in this one. Will take low for ball 1. Only 4 hits in the contest right now for the challengers, but the defense for the Doc Stewarts has been a little shaky to start out. 3 errors as they look to support Tristan Ledbetter. The offense is going to have to start really picking up their part of the equation as this game wears on. Watson with a 2-0 count from Kyle Miller. Ground ball, left side, bounding towards short. High throw across, lands right into the glove of the first baseman, Aiden Hazen. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Miller. And the challengers rolling here early. They're through the first 3 innings, leading 5-0. As we go to the top of the 4th inning, Doc Stewart's got to start making a move on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Their first baseman, number 11, Aiden Hazen.
The first baseman, Aiden Hazen, will lead things off for the Challengers here in the top of the 4th inning. He'll take the first pitch low from Tristan Ledbetter. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Tristan Ledbetter does have one previous appearance against the Challengers this season as he gets a strike on the outside corner. Ledbetter threw 6 innings against the Challengers and got a win. Gave up 1 run on 4 hits, had 5 strikeouts and 2 walks in that outing. So the second time that the Challengers get a chance to look at Tristan Ledbetter. He's got a 2-1 count here against Hazen. Breaking ball slices through, a 2-2 count. Hazen 0 for 1 in the game, grounding out to shortstop, but reaching on an error. The 2-2 pitch from Ledbetter, wicked breaking ball, though grounded to third. Cade Johnson will fire it across, a rifle over to Evan Martin for the first out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2,
I think the Doc Stewart's reading some body language there, trying to get an idea of the team. And I think Cade Johnson there with a kind of I need to make this play and make it look routine. He fired that one across the diamond with some emphasis as a pitch high for a 1-0 count here to the 9-hitter Easton McDonald. Doc Stewart's a couple of errors in this one on the infield on the left side, and they want to try and clean that up and support Tristan Ledbetter, who has done well so far. He's put the ball in the zone and looked for his defense to help him out behind him. The 2-0 pitch here for McDonald. Hits the outside corner, called strike 1. Top of the order waits on deck for the Challengers. 2-1 delivery from Ledbetter, misses outside for a 3-1 count. Tristan has walked a couple. The Challengers winning 8-5 yesterday to stay undefeated in the tournament and clinch their spot in the championship tomorrow. It's a 3-1 pitch. McDonald takes ball 4. Adam Elliott will stand in. Yesterday, the Challengers defeating the Barbers 8-5. Hernandez on the mound, the winning pitcher for the Challengers, throwing 6 innings. Richardson came out of the bullpen for the save. Barbers led 2-0 in that game after the top of the first, but the Challengers would score 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning to take a lead. Barbers tied it back up with 3 runs in the top of the second, but the Challengers would score 3 runs in the bottom of the fourth to take the lead for good. The Barbers did have the game-tying run at the plate in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, but couldn't come through with a rally to stay undefeated in the tournament. So the Barbers suffered their first loss of the tournament yesterday. They played earlier today and got a win against the Mid-Valley Southpaws, knocking the Southpaws out of the tournament.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1.
So the Southpaws headed home after they beat the Docs in the first round of the tournament. Docs will be here longer, well, not longer, as long as the Southpaws at the moment, hoping to be here longer. The Barbers will be playing tomorrow on the final day of the tournament. Adam Elliott, the center fielder, misses for, or he takes ball 1, which misses just outside for Ledbetter. Ledbetter working out of the stretch with a man at first. Runner going, the hit and run on, and it works into left field. The ball batted by Adam Elliott. He gets his first hit, as he will get on base for a second time. He was on with a fielder's choice in the second. He lines one to left field for a single. Up to second base, Easton McDonald. The hit and run works, but it doesn't get him an extra base. McDonald having to hold at second with that ball hit to left field. Brock Johnson stands in. 1 out and 2 runners on. He takes high for ball 1 as he was looking for a possible bunt there. Slight breeze as of right now here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. The American flag kind of blowing out towards right a bit, but not blowing very hard. We've seen it be breezy here throughout the tournament. We've seen a number of home runs. Saw one in the Barbers and Southpaws game earlier today when I got here. Didn't happen that long after I had gotten here. Brooks Avery will charge in, and at the plate swinging away, Brock Johnson will have a 1-1 count as Brooks Avery charging in for the bunt defense, trying to help cover the third base side so that Cade Johnson can stay at third and cover the bag with a man at second. Ledbetter looking to the dugout as they look for the signs from the coaching staff over there. A.J. Doolittle back with the team after missing the first couple of games. Showing to bunt here. Charging in this time is Johnson. The throw goes to second, bounces away. Anderson's going to track it down out there. Back to second base. Easton McDonald will stay there as the pickoff throw got a little bit away. Didn't get too far into the outfield grass, though. Brock Johnson at the plate with the 1-1 count, one away. Johnson has shown a couple of bunt attempts. He will square here. And he pulls it back, takes a breaking ball low and outside. Challengers just been doing right now a good job of taking advantage of the opportunities provided to them by the Doc Stewarts with a couple of errors. And doing a good job of playing some small ball here and just putting pressure on, playing strategic baseball. Avery will charge in again as Johnson will not get the pitch. It goes a throw to second base, back in safely, Easton McDonald. So the Doc Stewarts trying to match the strategy of Coach Kenny Niles and the Challengers by going with some creative defense on the bunt and a couple of pickoff throws to second. Ledbetter delivers in. The ball is popped back behind home foul for strike two for Johnson. Out at second base, McDonald, I don't think was going to try and steal, but he wanted to make it look as if he was going to. He broke towards third and put the brakes on about a third of the way there. The 2-2 pitch. Cut back towards the heart of the plate, but finishes low. Count is full for Brock Johnson with runners at first and second and one out here in the fourth. Already leading 5-0, the Challengers really trying to just establish a big, comfortable lead in this game against the Docs and cruise to tomorrow. Runners are going. There's ball four, and the bases are loaded with one away. So Brock Johnson on with his second walk.
The left fielder, number 6.
3 walks in the game for Ledbetter. And it brings up Peyton Tyner, the 3-hitter. The lefty has flown out to center and grounded to first. Tyner stands in a big moment here. First pitch. Inside, just missing for a 1-0 count. Tyner batting with the bases loaded and just one away. Will take high and inside for a 2-0 count. Doc Stewarts are sending some guys down to the bullpen here. Colton Sywell heading that direction with Braxton Dill. Breaking ball, that's a beautiful curveball in for a strike for Ledbetter. 2-1 count against Peyton Tyner. Top of the fourth inning. Nobody scored. A ball up the middle. Gets by. No, knocked down by Brooks Avery, but he won't be able to make a play. Keeps it on the infield. Maybe saves one run, but a run does score as that ball gets by on the mound up the middle. And driving in a run, Peyton Tyner with his first hit of the contest. He's on at first. Scoring will be Easton McDonald. It is 6-0. The Challengers in front. Bases still loaded, one away. Caden Starr batting. Avery made a diving attempt up the middle, knocked it down, but no play to be had. First pitch fouled away. Strike one for Caden Starr. He is 1 for 1 in the game with a single and a walk. He has scored twice. Challengers with 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 1 run here in the fourth so far. Threatening to add more. Pitch outside, a 1-1 count for Starr. Ledbetter looking for a ground ball. The Docs can try and turn up the middle. Instead, it's a ball out to center field. Going back, Carson Dunn. It's over his head. Going to roll all the way to the wall. 1 run comes in. 2 runs will come in. It's a double for Starr, his second hit of the game. He drives in 2 more, and the Challengers are rolling. Adam Elliott scores from third. Brock Johnson comes around from second. Going first to third was Tyner. Starr on at second base. So 3 runs have scored here in the fourth. It's 8-0. The Challengers in front, and they are rolling right now against the Doc Stewarts. On the mound, Tristan Ledbetter squatted down out there. I know he's probably kicking himself here, feeling like he's letting his team down. He hasn't pitched a terrible game, but the Challengers have been hitting, and the Doc Stewarts put themselves behind the 8 ball early on with their miscues on the infield. Runners at second and third. They play with the infield in. The pitch is high for ball 1. Eli Christ is 2 for 2 with a double and a single. Not the guy you want to be facing here, looking for an out. Christ, a 1-0 count. At third base, Peyton Tyner. At second, Caden Starr. Strike taken, 1-1. So the Docs, they're setting themselves up for an epic comeback that will stun us all. Let's talk about that storyline there. 2-1 count is a pitch outside. That's either going to be the case or we're going to be a little bit more disappointed at the end of this one. Right now, 8-0, top of the fourth. Today's game brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall. As a ball belted right side, Drew Camp will make the catch, tagging and heading for home. The throw will go to third, not in time. A run scores 2 away in the fourth. Starr moves up to third as Tyner scores on the sac fly by Christ. Picks up his second RBI. And it'll bring up Nate Cook.
Now batting, the catcher, number 23, Nate Cook.
4 runs in, makes it 9-0. Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or give him a call at 541-378-6694. There's a pitch high, ball 1. Nate Cook is 0 for 2 in the game. Takes a breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-1. Cook batting with Caden Starr at third base and 2 away. Ball fouled off for strike 2. Tristan Ledbetter already up to 85 pitches in the contest here in the top of the fourth inning. So Doc's trying to get through this fourth inning. It's given up 4 runs on 3 hits, a couple of walks. 2-2 pitch for Nate Cook. Outside. Count will go full. Cook is the 8th hitter to the plate. Challenger sent 8 hitters to the plate in the second. Do it again here in the fourth. So they've broken this game open 9-0 in the top of the fourth inning. 3-2 pitch from Ledbetter. Reaching for it. Flown out to right field. A diving attempt. Camp can't come up with it. Off the end of his glove as he lays out to try and get there. Nate Cook will pick up an RBI with the single to right field. A big effort there out of Drew Camp. Almost came away with that ball, but just off the glove. And it will be a runner at first, 2 away still. And the 9th hitter to the plate will be coming up to bat. It's going to be a new man. Jackson Kister is not batting. It'll be new guy out on the mound. Tristan Ledbetter talking with Knox Hubbard. They're buying some time here for Colton Sywell, it looks like. And this is going to be it for Tristan Ledbetter. The young man had a really strong finish to the end of the regular season, pitched really well. We were excited to have him on the mound in this game, thinking it would give the Docs a really good chance, and unfortunately it hasn't worked out for him here today, and you can kind of feel it in his emotions here. I think he probably feels bad for his teammates that he has not put them in a position to be in a lead here. Ledbetter trots off the field. Really good young man. I've really gotten to enjoy knowing Tristan Ledbetter this summer and from last year as well. Look forward to seeing his growth on the baseball diamond into his senior year at Douglas High School. But today a tough way for him to go out there, and we'll keep our fingers crossed and maybe this season not over, but right now a huge hill to climb for the Doc Stewarts, trailing 9-0. We'll take a 60-second break. Call to the Pin brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Our only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Here in the top of the fourth inning, it is a 5 runs in. It's now 10-0. The challengers in front of the Doc Stewarts. New man will be batting as a new man takes over on the mound. Colton Sywell will take over for the Doc Stewarts. Tristan Ledbetter will go 3 2/3 innings. And the start for the Doc Stewarts. And now the Docs will... this game could be quick here. I guess the Docs home team, they've got the bottom of the fourth and the bottom of the fifth to try and at least get something going. But trailing 10-0, they are on the verge of that mercy rule, which is still applicable here in the postseason. Man at first with 2 away. A new man batting for Jackson Kister. Tyler Michael will stand in. He takes outside for ball 1. The call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Pitch from Sywell in for a strike, 1-1 count. If you're looking to change things up when it comes to your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris Hubbard at State Farm. He can help you deal with all life's curveballs with life insurance. Coverage to fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto. That's Chris Hubbard, 541-672-3301. Or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. A 2-1 pitch, fouled away. 2-2 count here for Tyler Michael. Michael taking over for Jackson Kister in the 7th spot in the lineup card. 2 away with a man at first. Sywell looking for the third out. His 2-2 pitch, grounded towards short, charging. Brooks Avery, throw to first. Got it there in time. Final out made. And the Doc Stewarts will get out of things here in the fourth. But 5 runs come in for the challengers. 5 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors for the Doc Stewarts and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 10-0. Challengers in front of your Doc Stewarts here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Doc Stewart's trying to get something going as they face Kyle Miller on the mound, who has so far retired 9 straight to start out the ball game. Top of the fourth inning, Brooks Avery will stand in for the Doc Stewarts. He flew out to left field his first time up. Doc Stewart's baseball this summer has been brought to you by Flyway Travel. Avery, first pitch swinging inside, pulls it foul down the left field line for strike 1. If you are looking to take a trip, why not book with their travel experts? They'll know all the details on your next coming trip. Give them a call at 672-5701. Outside, bouncing in for Miller, a 1-1 count to Avery as we begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Doc Stewart's getting shut out 10-0 at the moment. Doc Stewart's would need 3 wins to claim the state championship this year as they pitch inside for Avery, 2-1 count. Of course, the Docs needing 3 wins, they'd have to win this one, and it's going to be a big hill to climb back from. We saw Medford lead 7-0 and give that up here in the tournament. We'll see if the Docs can top that one. 3-1 count for Brooks Avery. Docs have not had a runner on base yet, and they will have to wait at least another pitch as Avery takes the 3-1 pitch for strike 2. Full count. Miller on the mound, kicks and fires, misses outside, ball 4, and Avery will draw the walk. First man on base for the Doc Stewarts. That snaps the streak of 9 straight batters retired by Kyle Miller. Carson Dunn, who has had a huge postseason for the Doc Stewarts, will stand in. He was batting .454 coming into the matchup, 5 for 11 in the postseason, including the play-in game. 9 RBI. He's had 2 home runs here at Sweet Johnson. Season, 9 RBI, 4 strikeouts. He's got 2 sac flies, a sacrifice bunt, a double, 2 home runs. He is 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. That's a good postseason run for him as he'll take low and inside on a 1-1 count now. Doc Stewart's trailing 10-0. No matter how it works out here today, Docs continue to do what we've seen them do the last couple of years. No matter what the regular season's like, this team is not an easy out in the postseason. 3rd straight year the Docs have been playing on day 4 of the tournament as a strike taken. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kind of an interesting tournament developing here. First tournament without Medford alive on day 5 of the tournament since 2013 as a ball fouled away by Dunn. Stays alive with the 1-2 count. Medford had been in day 5 of the tournament playing for the state championship in every tournament since 2013. Of course, no tournament in 2020. But it's only the second time since 2006, if that tells you how Medford is done, as a ball belted and laced it down the left field side, foul for Dunn. He stays in with a 1-2 count. So kind of crazy. Docs eliminating Medford yesterday. Kind of crazy. Medford is just such a strong program, have been good for so long. It does feel weird to say they are not in the tournament for day 5. Hasn't happened in a while. 1-2 pitch again for Dunn. He'll get the first base hit of the game for the Docs as he grounds one past the third baseman into left field. And Carson Dunn, who else, comes up with the first hit of the Doc Stewarts game. And every first hit for the Doc Stewarts this season is brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Make your summer projects a hit with MSK True Value and Building Supply. So 2 runners on, nobody out. Cade Johnson will bat, and Coach John Goldagger will head out to the mound to have a conversation with his team. Runners at first and second with nobody out. So the perfect game was eliminated with the walk to Brooks Avery to start off things here in the 4th inning, and the no-hitter is now erased with the single by Carson Dunn. 2 speedy runners on base for the Docs. Cade Johnson at the plate can belt it out of this ballpark as well. He has a home run here in Eugene. In fact, looking at the season-long stats, Doc Stewart's with 10 home runs total. Carson Dunn has 5 of them. He's got 2 here in Eugene. Cade Johnson has a couple of home runs. One of them is here in Eugene. Knox Hubbard with a home run here in Eugene. Of the 10 home runs hit by the Doc Stewarts, I believe 4 of them have come here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. Nobody out, 2 runners on as the Docs try to muster a rally in this one, at least make it competitive, trailing 10-0. Cade Johnson, first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Doc Stewart's baseball this summer have been brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. 0-1, Johnson fouls it away for strike 2. Docs trying to make it, my guess would be, first time into the day 5 of the tournament since 2010 when they won it all. The 0-2 pitch out of Miller outside. For the challengers, they will play tomorrow no matter what happens here. And if the Docs were to rally back and win, the Docs would play the Barbers in the first game of the day tomorrow, and then the challengers would play the winner of that matchup if the score holds. As a 1-2 is lifted towards center. Going to be playable out there for Elliott. He makes the catch and will fire it in. Holds the runners at first and second. 1 away.
First baseman, number 17, Evan Martin.
Evan Martin will bat for the Docs. Almost beat out an infield single last time he was up. So if the score holds here, the challengers will go into day 5 of the tournament without a loss, meaning the Barbers, who won the earlier game against the Mid-Valley Southpaws, the Barbers would need to win twice against the challengers tomorrow to win the state title. The challengers would only need to win once against the Barbers to claim the title and move on to Gillette, Wyoming. First pitch, a called strike to Martin on the outside corner. Challengers going to Gillette, Wyoming 2 seasons ago when they won the state title down in Roseburg. Looking to get a return trip here. Final year that it's going to be in Gillette, Wyoming, at least for the time going forward. As ground ball left side, sneaks its way through for Martin. They're going to send Avery around, heading to the plate. The throw is too long and in safely. Brooks Avery will get the Doc Stewarts on the board. RBI single for Evan Martin, who has had a great summer for the Docs at the plate. He comes through with a base hit to left field. Doc Stewart's with 2 hits here in the 4th. They get a run on the board. Avery scores from second. Carson Dunn goes first to third. And it'll bring up Knox Hubbard as the Doc Stewarts got to start somewhere, got to get the first run of the game. They do it there. Can they continue to add? That will be the big question. Knox Hubbard will take high for ball 1. Hubbard had 1 of 2 solo homers in the win the Doc Stewarts had against the challengers here during the regular season. Evan Corbin was on the mound. Hubbard and Cade Johnson hitting solo shots in that one as the Docs won 2-1. He takes for a 2-0 count. Still just 1 out. Runners on the corners. Dunn at third, Martin at first. Knox Hubbard takes high again, up above the letters, 3-0 count. Last time Hubbard was up, there was nobody on base, and the infield shifted a defender to the right side. The shortstop playing on the second base side of the bag. It's a 3-0 pitch. Hubbard will watch it go by, tries to time it up, has a 3-1 count. But with runners at first and third, the defense can't shift against Knox, so they play straight up, looking for the double play ball up the middle. Knox Hubbard will stand back in. Docs trailing by 9. The 3-1 pitch takes again for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes here for Knox Hubbard. And an elimination game for the Doc Stewarts. We're midway through, and Doc's trailing 10-1 against the Challengers. The 3-2 pitch outside, ball 4, bases loaded. Let's go ahead and pause real quick. Station identification. This is Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score.
Now batting, the designated hitter number 18, Waylon McKnight.
Second walk issued by Kyle Miller here in the 4th inning. And the Challengers will send somebody down into the bullpen, an arm out there to start getting loose. The activity down there, a right-hander, I can tell you that much. Bases loaded with 1 out, and Waylon McKnight will bat, trying to see if the Docs can put a crooked number on the board and make this game a little bit more competitive. Takes outside, a 1-0 start. .0 delivery coming up for Miller. Second time through the lineup's been a little different than the first time when he retired 9 straight. McKnight will pop one out right side. This could be good enough to drive in. Dunn from third. The catch is made by Michael in right field, and heading for third base goes Evan Martin. So the Docs will get a run on the sac fly by Waylon McKnight, who hit one pretty deep there to right field. That ball carried a bit there for McKnight. He'll pick up the sac fly and RBI. Doc Stewart's trail 10-2. Runners on the corners with 2 away.
Logan Anderson.
It'll be Logan Anderson. Tyler Michael has taken over in right field defensively after batting for Jackson Kister. Base ball hit out to center field, drops in front of Adam Elliott. Another run will come in to score. Docs are back within 7. With 2 outs, an RBI single for Logan Anderson to center field. So he picks up his first hit. Scoring was Evan Martin from third on the single by Anderson. And up to second base goes Knox Hubbard. So runners at first and second still. 1 more run in for the Docs. They trail by 7. And the first pitch to Drew Camp hits the outside corner for strike 1. Camp 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out to second. The left-handed batter pops it foul out of play for strike 2. So the Docs at least won't get shut out in the contest. They have cut down the deficit. Still a big lead here for the Challengers, but the Docs trying to make it a bit more competitive. They pick off throw to first. Anderson sees it and is able to get back to the bag out at second base. Knox Hubbard stays there. If it was maybe Carson Dunn or Brooks Avery, the 2 speedsters on the team, they might have thought about going on that ball, getting away from the first baseman. 0-2 pitch by Miller. Bounces outside. Hubbard off the bag at second. He'll race back. He thought about trying to go. Back behind the plate, Nate Cook getting back to the baseball in time. I'm hearing reports of a new first baseman. So Aiden Hazen out of the game, I guess. Drew Camp at the plate, takes the 1-2 outside for a 2-2 count. So at first base now, that is Caden Richardson playing at first. The pitch high and away, full count now for Drew Camp with runners at first and second and 2 away. A walk would load him back up. They might be trying to speed up some things in the bullpen here for Kyle Miller. His 3-2 pitch. He'll get the strikeout. Swing and a miss at the plate for Camp. Chasing the ball low. Doc Stewart's will leave 2 men on base as Kyle Miller will pick up his second strikeout in the contest. Doc Stewart's get 3 runs on the board. They come in on 2 hits. They make that 3 hits in this one. No errors for the Challengers and 2 men left on base. We go to the 5th inning. Docs trail 10-3 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
10-3 our score starting the 5th inning. Today's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Doc Stewart's get 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th to break the goose egg. RBIs for Evan Martin and Logan Anderson. RBIs are brought to you by BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs. They're veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts are available, so book now at 541-315-0122 or find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. Colton Sywell will face his second batter. It'll be a new hitter up. Caden Richardson, who came in for Aiden Hazen, will bat here. 1-0 pitch. He'll take for a strike. Sywell has come into the game for Tristan Ledbetter. Gets a ball fouled down the right field side, just short of the bullpen for the Challengers down that right side. Challengers in their home dugout on the first base side. They are the visiting team in the matchup. Doc Stewart's in the third base dugout as the home team. The 1-2 fouled off. And not sure if that, I think that might have caught the umpire there for a moment. Wasn't sure if it was either the umpire or Knox Hubbard that got clipped by that foul ball from Richardson. Sywell out there on the mound trying to keep the Docs in this one. His 1-2 pitch. Got him with the off speed, swing and a miss. Richardson down on strikes for Colton Sywell, his first strikeout in the matchup.
The second baseman.
And that is a Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout to start things off here in the 5th. Up to bat will be Easton McDonald, the lefty. Breaking ball hits the outside corner. Sywell has had some struggles his last couple of outings, but he comes in here in kind of a no-pressure situation, and it seems like it's doing him some good. He has been able to find the strike zone with his breaking balls. He'll bounce that one inside past the shoe tops of McDonald for ball 1. Maybe should be quiet on that, but we know the talent's there with Sywell. He's just got to get the mentality side of the game, which can be the most difficult part of the game. Got to get his head in the right spot, and he's trying to do it here. The 1-1 wants the inside corner. The pitch is low, 2-1 for McDonald here. Easton McDonald out of Thurston High School, a first-team All-State infielder for the Colts. The 2-1 misses outside. Here in the top of the 5th, 1 out. A 10-3 ball game. The Challengers in front. McDonald will ground one right side. Logan Anderson collects it and gets it to Martin for the second out. 2 away.
Now batting.
And back to the top of the order for the Challengers. Adam Elliott is 1 for 3 in the game with a single to left. That came against Tristan Ledbetter. So far, the reliever, Colton Sywell, has faced just 3 batters. Catches the outside corner to start things off here against the leadoff man. Hearing that Drew Wooten is throwing in the bullpen for the Challengers. Pitch bounces outside, a 1-1 count. Wooten out of Marist High School, class of 2024. Right now, it's a chess game for every head coach left in the tournament, trying to manage your bullpen and your arms. As the ball fouled away, strike 2. You need to have guys available to pitch, but with the pitch count limits, it's hard to rush guys back unless they're able to just go out for a short outing. Colton Sywell, 1-2. Ground ball back up the middle, fielded by Sywell. Underhand to Martin, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Doc Stewarts defensively. Sywell settles in. You love to see that for that young man. He retires them in order here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, Docs see if they can chip away a little bit more at that 7-run lead on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Want to give a shout out to everybody tuning in to join us on our video stream for today's broadcast. Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Appreciate their sponsorship once again of our Doc. 2, he's in, and it's a leadoff double for the Doc Stewarts out of the 9-hitter, Sebastian Watson. And Watson will have the first extra base hit for the Doc Stewarts in tonight's contest as he hits to left field on the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th. And the Doc Stewarts with a man in scoring position, trailing 10-3. As we welcome you back here to Swede Johnson Stadium. That extra base hit brought to you by BTB Moving. They'll provide the muscle for your next move. They'll help you out so you don't have to break your back. That's BTB Moving. Find them on Facebook. First pitch from Kyle Miller into his 5th inning of work. Misses low and outside for ball 1. Miller retired the first 9 straight batters before he gave up a runner on base with a walk and then gave up a hit. That came in the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch, grounded left side, gets underneath the glove for Eli Christ into left field. Watson will trot to third. On with a base hit, Brooks Avery. He's on base for a second time. And the Doc Stewarts, runners on the corners now. And they will have nobody out, looking to try and add some more.
Now batting, center fielder number 3.
Coming back from a huge deficit, it's a slow process. As my head coach Steve Stebbins told us back in the day, you can't hit a 9-run home run, so you got to chip away at it. And the Docs looking to try and do that here in the 5th. They trail by 7. Carson Dunn at the plate. Runner going from first. The pitch is low for ball 1. No worry about Brooks Avery taking second base. 1-0 count for Carson Dunn. Stolen base for Brooks Avery. A 1-0 pitch here from Miller. Outside. 2-0 count. As a group of youngsters trot by the press box here at Swede Johnson. The 2-0 pitch. Dunn pulls it towards short. Trying to score will be Watson. The throw to first. Just in time to get done. He'll drive in a run and get the Docs back within 6. It'll be an RBI ground out for Carson Dunn. RBIs brought to you by BTB Moving. 1 away.
Cade Johnson.
Sebastian Watson comes in to score. Staying at second base was Brooks Avery with that grounder just in front of him. So still a man in scoring position, Cade Johnson. First pitch, low for ball 1. So for Carson Dunn, that is his first at-bat with a runner in scoring position, so he's going to be now 4 for 9 for with runners in scoring position, but he picks up his 10th RBI of the postseason. A ball popped out towards center field, not deep enough for Avery to really have a chance to advance. He will stay at second base as Cade Johnson. A tough day at the plate for him so far, 0 for 3, a couple of fly ball outs to center.
First baseman, number 17.
2 down, and Evan Martin will bat, an RBI single for him in the 4th inning. Out at second base, Brooks Avery, after his single to left field. Evan Martin takes outside for ball 1. Today's game brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today, like the C4 energy drinks, Skittles flavor, Starburst. We provided the team with a few of those here before today's ball game, thanks to Pepsi. There's a pitch inside to Evan Martin. I was told to keep him away from Colton Sywell. Apparently he might be a bit of an energy drink fiend, but they all seem to be drinking them before the games. So thanks to Pepsi for providing some drinks for the team prior to today's game. A pitch low, 3-0 count for Martin. Kyle Miller trying to get through the 5th inning. Needs one more out to do so. He's given up 2 hits here in the 5th as the Docs are up to 5 hits total in the matchup. 3-0 to Martin. And Miller will get a generous strike call on the outside corner. 3-1 for the cleanup hitter, Martin. He'll put one out towards left center. That ball drops in front of Adam Elliott. Coming in to score is Avery. Another RBI single for Evan Martin, and the Doc Stewarts are back within 5. They are chipping away. Martin drops that into left. Brooks Avery easily scores from second. Knox Hubbard will stand in. And we've seen the Docs with the power here at Sweet Johnson. So that is a thought in the back of your mind that at any moment this Docs team could maybe get around on one. Knox will take a pitch for a strike. 0-1 count. Five runs on now 6 hits for the Doc Stewarts. The 0-1 to Knox outside from Miller. Docs here in the 5th inning, tacking on a couple more runs, trailing 10-5. Just outside, missing off the outside edge to the lefty from the righty Miller. 2-1 count for Knox Hubbard. Knox Hubbard this season, final year for him with the Doc Stewarts, came into today batting .302. He takes high and away, 3-1. Knox did walk his last time up, which means Knox Hubbard with 26 walks on the season, by far the leader in that category this year. 3-1 pitch from Miller. Ball 4, another Hubbard to call at 5-4-1, 6-7-2, 33-01. We will take a quick 60-second timeout, get you caught up on the pitching change for the Emerald Challengers, leading 10-5 over the Doc Stewarts here in the 5th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Taking over for the Challengers here in the bottom of the fifth will be Drew Wooten out of Marist High School. Will be a senior coming up next year, a beanpole on the mound. Will take over for Kyle Miller, who goes 4 2/3 innings in his time on the mound. Miller giving up 3 hits here in the 5th inning for 6 hits total. Right now credited with 5 runs, but the 2 runners on base are his. And so 5 runs on 6 hits. He has issued 3 walks and had 2 strikeouts. Waylon McKnight had a sac fly in the 4th inning to drive in a run. He'll bat here against a new man on the mound, trying to keep things going for the Doc Stewarts, but needs a base hit to get it. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Out at second base is Evan Martin. First pitch swinging for Waylon, and he will chase upstairs for strike 1. Drew Witten, 24 1/3 innings, I hear, through the season so far. He will find the strike zone on the outside corner to start out 0-2 against Waylon McKnight. Doc Stewart's back within 5 after trailing 10-0 in this game. Giving us all a little bit of a glimmer of hope in this one. The 0-2 pitch outside. Wooten missing by a decent margin on that pitch. Trying to see if he can get McKnight to chase that one. Bit of a waste pitch there for the right-hander, who will step off and reset. Wooten working out of the stretch with runners at first and second. There's a pitch outside. 2-2 evens things up for McKnight. Doc Stewart's trying to keep their season going here. They've made it to day 4 after winning in the play-in round. Docs are the only play-in team still alive in the tournament. The 2-2 from Wooten. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So the Doc Stewarts will leave 2 on base. They do add to their total as they close the gap just a little bit more. They get 2 runs in on 3 hits. There were no errors for the Challengers. 2 men left on base. We will go to the top of the 6th inning as the Doc Stewarts are trailing by 5 against the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Doc Stewart's Baseball here in the summer of 2023 is brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition.
Leading off for the Challengers,
Doc Stewart's trail 10-5 in an elimination game against the Area 4 champion Emerald Challengers, the host team in the tournament that is 3-0 in tournament play. Colton Sywell, first pitch, just a bit outside against Brock Johnson, who has walked twice in the ballgame. His first appearance here against Colton Sywell. Sywell out of his windup quickly will work. He goes right back to kind of the same pitch. This time he does hit the outside corner and has a 1-1 count against Johnson. There's another one. Good pitch there. A little bit of tail back. It's a fastball of some sort, I believe, there for Sywell with some late tail back towards the right-handed hitter. Nice movement on that pitch, and that's what we've seen out of him when he's on, as time called before the next offering. Shadows starting to encroach on the infield from behind home as the sun continues to work towards the horizon. Pitch outside. The grandstands behind home and the press box here at Sweet Johnson start to cast those shadows out across the diamond. The 2-2 pitch. Can't get the call on the outside corner. The count will go full to Brock Johnson. Still the sun an issue for the left side and center fielders. Center fielder, only one of them out there. 3-2 pitch from Sywell to Johnson. That ball fouled away. I'm not sure if Sywell there had a bit of a hold in his windup to try and disrupt the timing of the hitter there. Looked like he paused a moment as he got his left knee in the air, slowed it down. Strike 3 called as he'll hit the outside corner, gets the generous call for the third strike. And second strikeout in the game for Colton Sywell as he starts off the 6th inning with a backwards K. One away, and up to bat, Peyton Tyner will stand in. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He takes outside, a 1-0 count. Doc Stewart's trying to keep it a 5-run game. And looking to Colton Sywell to try and keep it there for him. He misses again, though, to the lefty. 2-0 count. Middle of the order's done some damage as the 2-0 pitch fouled away. Tyner, well, the top of the order has done plenty, but Caden Starr on deck. He's been on base 3 times and scored 3 times. Behind him, Eli Christ has scored twice. So the 4 and 5 hitters have been able to come around. The pitch down the middle is low, 3-1 count for Sywell. Colton Sywell coming in, his ERA at 4.91 starting today. His 3-1 pitch is lined towards left field for a base hit. Watson will get to it, the runner rounding first, and Tyner will put on the brakes, his second single in the game. First hit against Colton Sywell. And so a man at first with 1 away for the challengers, and the dangerous Caden Starr standing in.
Number 9, Caden Starr.
Starr, a single, a double, and a walk. Been on base 3 times and scored 3 times. Sywell out of his stretch. First pitch, low for ball 1. Sywell, 33 innings coming into today. 9 appearances, 8 starts, a 3-2 win-loss record. Gets a swing and a miss out of Starr for strike 1. 31 strikeouts, 24 walks, and a 4.91 ERA for Colton Sywell. Out to the mound, Knox Hubbard heads out there for a conversation quickly with Sywell. Doc Stewart's trailing 10-5, breaking the action. Let you know today's game sponsored by Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department. Docs are the home team, so they will, as long as things don't get crazy out of control, they will have the bottom of the 7th as they try to claw back into this one. Trailing by 5, they've scored 5 runs over the last 2 innings. Right now a 1-1 count for Caden Starr. Sywell gets a ground ball towards short. Brooks Avery flips to Anderson. Relay to Martin. Did he get it there in time? Yes, he stays on the bag for the double play. 6-4-3. Docs will get out of it here in the 6th. And they will keep it a 5-run ball game. So they're doing the job pitching and defensively. Now they've got to get the bats continued to go as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 10-5 your score here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Bottom of the sixth inning, a 5-run ball game. You feel like the way the Docs have gotten a couple back each of the last 2 innings, if they can do it again here in this one, there's going to be the chance that the Doc Stewarts put a little bit of nerves into the Emerald Challengers late in this contest. Today's game brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Now open in Sutherland. Check out their new facility just below the golf course. State-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services. A leadoff single to right field for Logan Anderson to start off the bottom of the sixth against Drew Wooten has come out of the bullpen. He got a strikeout looking to Waylon McKnight to end the fifth in his first batter faced. And the second guy, Logan Anderson, will pick up a base hit as the Doc Stewarts get a runner on base with nobody out. Anderson, his second hit of the game. He's also got an RBI. Drew Camp will bat. Camp 0 for 2 in the game, looking to try and stroke a base hit here. He does square to bunt, and he'll foul it away. Up into the grandstands, apparently. Player up there making a play. Or a guy in the stands making a play. Young guy, he's probably an athlete of some sort. 0-1 count. He's at least got good hand-eye coordination as a pickoff throw to first. Back in goes Anderson. Drew Camp. 0-1 pitch coming here from Wooten. He'll swing away. That ball in the air, high to left field, not very deep. Long run, and it is caught by Tyner in left field. Long run there by Peyton Tyner, and he almost looked like for a moment he might have a chance of overrunning that ball, but he does reach out and make the grab, one away. Sebastian Watson, a double to lead things off in the fifth inning, came around to score. He'll stand in here for the Doc Stewarts with 1 out and 1 on. Wooten delivers high and away for ball 1. High-scoring affair in this one. We've had been treated to some really good baseball throughout the tournament. As a pickoff throw to first, Anderson in safely. Yes, day 2, every game came down to the final play of the game. Yesterday we had some close matchups as well. 1-0 pitch, fouled away by Watson. So great to see the tournament providing some entertaining baseball. And nobody right now running away with it, despite the challengers are 3-0, but you know that somebody's going to be 3-0 when they reach day 4. Breaking ball for a called strike to Sebastian Watson. The 9-hitter in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. Wooten sets and fires on the 1-2. Swing and a miss with the breaking ball for strike 3. And Drew Wooten's come in and done what he needs to do. So far he's been holding the Doc's batters off balance.
5, Brooks Avery.
That'll bring up Brooks Avery, the leadoff man for the Doc Stewarts. A walk and a single for him in his last 2 at-bats. He hits with Logan Anderson at first. As stepping off the mound, Wooten looks Anderson back to first, and he is quickly back up with his lead. Avery will take outside for ball 1. Top of the order for the Doc Stewarts. Avery with a hit, Dunn with a hit, Evan Martin with a pair of hits in the top 4 there. The 1-0 is popped up infield here on the mound. Wooten calling for it. He does make the catch. Well, the Docs would have liked to have seen a run come in, especially after the leadoff single by Logan Anderson. But Drew Wooten holds him off, and we go to the 7th. A 5-run game. Docs hoping to keep it that way before the bottom of the 7th decides the season. It is a 5-run lead for the Emerald Challengers coming up to bat against Colton Sywell on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Doc Stewart's trailing by 5, hoping to keep it that way as we start the 7th inning in this elimination game for the Doc Stewarts. Colton Sywell on the mound misses outside to Eli Christ, who will lead things off for the Challengers, who look to go to 4-0 in the tournament and make life difficult for the Portland Barbers coming up tomorrow. A pitch high, 2-0 count for Christ. Doc Stewart's Baseball live video stream online is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. A pitch over the plate for a strike for Chris. 2-1 count. Colton Sywell out of the bullpen. His 3rd inning of work. Misses high. 3-1 count. If the score holds for the Challengers tomorrow, they would need to lose twice for the Portland Barbers to get the state title. So the Challengers, if they can hang on here, actually no matter what, they're 1 win away from winning a state championship.
For the Challengers, their catcher, number 23.
Base on balls to start things off here in the 7th for Colton Sywell against Eli Christ, who gets his first walk of the day. Out to the mound, A.J. Doolittle will head out there to talk with Sywell and Hubbard. So no matter what, the Challengers will need just 1 win tomorrow to claim the state title. Whether they win or lose here doesn't matter. But if they were to win, then here today, they only have to play once tomorrow, but they could lose and then be out of the running for the state championship. But if the Docs were to win, they would have to win twice tomorrow, once against the Barbers, once against the Challengers to win the state titles. A pitch high, ball 1 to Nate Cook. Cook is 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI single. Sywell breaking ball misses high. 2-0 count. Coach Savage looking down to the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. Somebody's down there throwing, but I can't tell you who. A little blocked. As that pitch outside, runner goes to second. Knox Hubbard nearly snagged that ball and might have had a chance to get Eli Christ, who looked like he just got a really good read. I don't know if he was trying to steal second. I think he was just noticing that ball was heading outside and low is kind of my read on it. But he got a good read. Knox Hubbard almost made him pay for it, though, by almost making a great play behind the plate. In for a strike on the 3-0 pitch to Nate Cook. Sywell trying to stay in the at-bat. A 3-1 pitch coming up. Obviously, the Docs trailing by 5 cannot afford to give up more to the Challengers here in the top of the 7th. Another walk issued by Sywell, and runners are at first and second. back-to-back walks to start off the 7th inning. And here comes Coach Savage out to the mound. We're going to get a call to the pen for the Doc Stewarts here in the 7th inning. And you know it, calls to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Give Chris a call at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today if you're looking to change things up with your insurance coverage, whether it's life insurance, home, or auto. Give Chris Hubbard a call or reach out online. Well, this was a nice development prior to the game. Jace Johnson feeling good enough to throw, and he's going to take over on the mound. He's been dealing with a shoulder injury throughout the season, and he will get a chance to pitch in the possibly final game of the year for the Doc Stewarts. Jace Johnson takes over for Colton Sywell. Back after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Illegal here. Jace Johnson will take over on the mound for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. We'll tell you more about his season. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewarts Baseball on the Score.
Now batting for the Challengers, their right fielder, number 12, Tyler Michael.
Tyler Michael will stand in, first batter to face Jace Johnson on the mound. Jace has thrown 13 2/3 innings for the Doc Stewarts this summer, but he has not pitched in quite some time, dealing with a shoulder injury. He's making his 4th appearance. He's got a 1-0 record, a .66 ERA. He's got a 1-0 delivery here for Michael. Will hit the outside corner for a 1-1 count. Jace, a very strong career at South Umpqua High School, graduating this spring. A 1-1 pitch, in for a strike at the plate. Tyler Michael thought about trying to bunt, pulled it back, and takes for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jace Johnson on the mound. Runners at first and second, with nobody out after back-to-back walks by Colton Sywell to start off things here in the 7th. Breaking ball misses just a bit high for Johnson. For Colton Sywell, 2 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. No runs at the moment as a pitch misses outside for Jace. Full count. At the moment, no runs allowed by Sywell, but the 2 runners on base are his, so they would go to his ERA if they come around to score. 3-2 for Johnson. That ball out to right field, base hit. They're going to send the runner from third. Drew Camp is throwing to third base, and they won't get the throw there in time. And the Challengers will put a run on the board on a single by Tyler Michael. Michael 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI now.
Number 8, Caden Richardson.
First run for the Challengers since they scored 5 in the 4th inning. They lead it by 6 now. Still nobody out. Runners on the corners. Nate Cook went first to third. Up to bat, Caden Richardson, the first baseman, swings and misses. His second at bat came in for Aiden Hazen, a defensive replacement. 0-1 count for Jace Johnson. He'll throw over to first. He had the runner out there spinning out, but back in, Michael gets there safely. 0-1 count for Richardson after the swing and a miss. Still nobody out here in the 7th inning. Pitch just missing high, 1-1 count. Doc Stewart's will, at the moment, need 6 runs. The top of their order coming up is a runner going. That ball fouled off. Richardson on the hit and run trying to come through. Got that one. That might have hit off of his hands or one way or the other. That ball nicking Richardson, and he kind of wincing a bit there. Walks it off. He's ready to go with a 2-strike count against him. A ball, 2 strikes. Caden Richardson against Jace Johnson, who has come in out of the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts here in the 7th. The 1-2 pitch from Johnson. Misses high. A strikeout would be big here for the Doc Stewarts. Docs with runners on the corners. Like to try and keep that double play up the middle possible. A strikeout here, and that does kind of remain in there. The 2-2 pitch. Runner going. Ground ball fouled third base side. And back to first will go Tyler Michael, who has tried to steal twice and hasn't been able to do it. So the count stays at 2-2 against Richardson, who has 1 strikeout to his total so far today. Johnson on the mound, working out of his stretch. Kicks and fires, a breaking ball. Runner goes to second. Knox Hubbard will not throw down there. And in safely will go Michael. So a runner at second, full count at the plate for Richardson. Jace Johnson needing an out here is 3-2. Fouled away again by Richardson, who is not relenting in the at-bat. He is battling his way through. Well, this game obviously still a little ways to go, but make sure you stick around. Once it goes final, we'll have your Neal Company Real Estate postgame shows a swing and a miss. Breaking ball for the first out. Jace Johnson will get the strikeout, his first. Second strikeout in the game for Caden Richardson. 1 away. Still, you've got runners at second and third with 1 out. Lefty at the plate, defense playing in. Johnson's first pitch is high for ball 1. Easton McDonald is 1 for 2 in the game, a walk and a single. He has scored a run, has an RBI. Jace Johnson delivers inside. That ball bounces away. The runners will all head back to their bags and scramble as they were looking to try and score, thinking that ball might have gotten by. Nate Cook will play the jester at third, does some push-ups as he dove back in without a throw, and the crowd gets a kick out of that. A 2-0 delivery by Johnson is off speed, hits the top of the zone for strike 1. Defense playing in on the grass, trying to cut the runner off at home if they get the chance to do so. 2-1 pitch, grounder, first base side, foul ball is the call as Evan Martin plays it wisely. Saw that ball, took a hop towards the foul territory down the first base line, and Martin wisely lets it go foul. He would have had a hard time making a play on the runner at home. Instead, back to the plate, a 2-2 count for Easton McDonald, the left-hander. Jace Johnson trying for another strikeout here. His 2-2 pitch. Line drive, gets into center field. McDonald will drive in another. He's got 2 RBI. Throw goes to the plate. It's cut off by Martin. If he lets that go through, Knox Hubbard might have had a chance at the second runner. But Martin cuts it off on the mound. You never know from up here in the booth whether he was instructed from somebody to do so. Knox Hubbard might have given him the call to cut that ball off on the mound. But a one-out single by Easton McDonald drives in two more. And the Challengers are back out in front. A ground ball, hard hit to short, will roll up the arm of Brooks Avery. And everybody's safe. Easton McDonald gets to second as Adam Elliott on safely. Doc Stewart's now with a big hill once again to try and dig out of. It is 13-5. Runners at first and second with one out still. The pitch is outside from Jace Johnson. That'll be the fourth error in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts, all of them on the infield. The 1-0 pitch is low outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Brock Johnson, who is still looking for his first hit. The book is now closed on Colton Sywell. He'll give up 2 runs in his 2 1/3 innings. Outside and low for Jace Johnson, 3-0 count. I know Jace was excited to be a part of things and get a chance to pitch here today, but he is struggling to find the strike zone at the moment. He's given up 2 singles. A 3-0 pitch here to Johnson is high and inside, and the bases are loaded with 1 away. And here comes Coach Savage out to the mound for a conversation. They'll bring up the 3-hitter Peyton Tyner with the bases loaded, 1 away. And the Doc Stewarts look like they are heading to the bullpen once again. Up to 24 pitches for Jace Johnson. I knew it was probably going to be a short leash for him. He walks Brock Johnson to put the bases loaded, and Daniel Withers is going to take over on the mound for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Here in the late evening for the Docs, the sun's starting to set here on this Tuesday, and the sun is close to the horizon on the season for the Doc Stewarts. It's not done yet. There's still a bottom of the 7th to go, but the Docs trailing by 8. A big hill to climb and still need to get out of things here in the top of the 7th. The pitching change brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Back after another 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Fourth pitcher of the night for the Doc Stewarts. As they try to stay in this one against the Challengers, they trail 13-5 here in the top of the 7th inning, and they are still 2 outs away from getting through things. Bases are loaded for Peyton Tyner, who will bat. He is the 8th hitter to the plate here in the 7th, and he will face the new man on the mound. Daniel Withers will take over for Jace Johnson.
Now
Withers
for the Challengers, their left fielder
will try to get the final 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
Tyner.
But he has got a tough spot to start out with. He's got the bases loaded behind him and just the 1 away. Tyner at the plate. He's had a productive day. Takes the first pitch, strike 1. Tyner 2 for 4 on the day with an RBI. A couple of singles for him. They're going to pull the defense in now with just 1 out instead of trying to play for the double play up the middle. A ball slapped. Ooh! look out. That one hits head coach Kenny Niles. And that ball caught him on the inside of the left leg, right around the knee. I think that's Coach Niles out there. Maybe not.
Coach Niles is.
No, it is.
You wear it well, Coach.
It is Coach Niles out there, and he seems to be smiles about it. He's not going to show any signs of fatigue on that one. And Peyton Tyner back at the plate. Maybe has some extra laps coming up after the game tonight after that one. He'll stand back in, an 0-2 count to Tyner. Withers sets. Will deliver low and inside. Knox Hubbard blocks it to keep the runners at their respective bases. At third base, Easton McDonald. At second, Adam Elliott. Brock Johnson is at first. Bases loaded with one away. A 1-2 pitch here for Withers. Breaking ball ends up outside, 2-2. So the Doc Stewarts at the moment have to make up an 8-run deficit to force it into extra innings. They are the home team, so they'll get the bat in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2, ground ball goes right to Logan Anderson. He throws home. They'll get the out there. The throw almost pulled Knox Hubbard off of home plate, but a fielder's choice. Logan Anderson, quick hands out at second base. Snagged that on one hop, got up and threw quickly to home. And Knox Hubbard, a nice job playing a first baseman at home plate. Stays on the bag for the out. 2 down. Forced out at home is Easton McDonald. 2 away, it's Caden Starr. Swings and misses on the first pitch from Withers. Base is still loaded as Tyner gets on with the fielder's choice. Ball fouled away right side for strike 2. Docs need one more to get out of things here in the 7th. They've given up 3 runs. The 0-2 for Withers. That ball off the plate, dribbles, and will ricochet foul. That had some interesting side spin on it as it hit in the grass and took a left-hand turn into foul territory. So back to the plate for Caden Starr. And with the foul ball, back at home with an 0-2 count. Carson Dunn will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts in the bottom of the 7th when we get there, needing one more out to do it. Withers' 0-2 delivery is popped up high in the air to center field. Playable for Carson Dunn, waiting for it to come down. He secures it. 9 hitters come to the plate for the Challengers in the top of the 7th as they add 3 runs to their total. 3 runs come in on 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Season on the line. Doc Stewarts with 3 outs to try and get 8 runs against the Challengers here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Here we go, folks. The season on the line. Doc Stewarts, they've been the Cardiac Kids at time throughout this postseason. Carson Dunn will try to lead it off. He will stand in. First pitch from Drew Wooten, and Down at third base, Coach Cody Watkins snags a bare hand as he makes the play down there. First pitch, strike one, though, for Carson Dunn. As Drew Wooten out there trying to close out this game. Catches the strike zone on the inside corner, drops in a breaking ball for a strike. Not a save situation for Wooten. It'll be a win possibility for Miller, and they are one out closer to doing it as Carson Dunn will strike out. For Wooten, his third strikeout, one down. It's Cade Johnson, who is 0 for 3 in the game. That is outside on the first pitch for Johnson. Cade has flown out to center field his last 2 times at the plate. The 1-0 misses low and outside. So Docs will need to try and pull off an 8-run rally with 2 outs left to work with. The 2-0 pitch in for a strike from Wooten. One away, the 2-1 pitch. Cade takes high and inside. Right now it is all about getting on base any way you can. The 3-1. That outside corner has been lively. That is strike 2. 3-2 pitch from Wooten is high for ball 4. So Johnson gets on base for the first time today. A walk issued by Drew Wooten, his first. And out to the mound, the pitching coach, assistant coach Goldagger is heading out there. He's going to take the baseball, and they're going to go to the bullpen looking to close this one out. A 13-5 lead, and at 23 pitches, they're probably also looking to try and preserve Drew Wooten for tomorrow. He'll be able to come back on.
The way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
The challengers will make the move. Again, strategery coming into play in this one. Everybody playing chess, trying to figure out where the pieces will fit, as day 5 of the tournament usually features a lot of teams with their arms kind of in a shambles as you try to make your way through. And boy, it can be a tough puzzle to put together. They'll go to Alejandro Zilkowski to try and close this one out, needing 2 outs and trying to protect an 8-run lead. Not a save situation here, but Zilkowski looking to try and close it out and send the challengers into day 5 of the tournament with an undefeated record. His first pitch low for ball 1 to Evan Martin, who will start things against the new pitcher with Cade Johnson on at first and the 1 out. Zilkowski, a big right-hander, will miss low and outside. Lengthy kid out there, class of 2025 out of Pleasant Hill. Zilkowski sets, working out of the stretch. He'll catch the outside corner, a 2-1 count. Evan Martin having a great day at the plate here in this one, 2 for 3 with a pair of RBI. He has scored a run as well. He chops at the 2-1 pitch, off speed out in front of it, fouls it off towards the on-deck circle. So he's got a 2-2 count. At first base is Cade Johnson. He can move. The 2-2 pitch here for Zilkowski, outside for ball 3. Doc's likely not going to be uber aggressive with the runners on base, knowing they need 8 runs, and so you don't want to commit the outs there. So Johnson just waiting for the opportunity to get to second on a ball in play or a walk here. There's a walk as a check swing for Evan Martin. He's able to hold back, and the Doc Stewarts get runners at first and second. Back-to-back walks for the Challengers. They put runners at first and second, but again, an 8-run lead. There's a long way to go. He had a ground ball to first base in his first at-bat. He pops one up in the air to center field. Not deep. Could be trouble. That ball will drop in. Everybody's got to hustle. There will not be a throw to one of the bases as that ball lands in between 3 Challenger players. That ball high in the air, not very deep. The shortstop probably would have been the best guy to try and get to it, but Brock Johnson couldn't locate it in the sky. It was right above him, and that is just the hardest position to be as an infielder, running to a spot trying to track down a ball that's straight above you. Left fielder Peyton Tyner and center fielder Adam Elliott coming in to try and help, but neither, as they had a long run, could get there in time. So the Docs will have the bases loaded, and they pitch in for a strike to Waylon McKnight. That'll be a hit for Knox Hubbard, his first of the game. Loads him up. Waylon McKnight at the plate. He had a sac fly in the 4th inning. Looking to do more damage here. Check swing. He knew it was probably going to be called strike 2, so he tried to make that adjustment to go after it there, but he was too late with the decision making. And McKnight has an 0-2 count. And he'll take strike 3 on the outside corner. His idea was right to begin with. That's been called a strike all night. And McKnight knew that he needed to protect that outside corner. Unfortunately, on the strike 3 pitch, he lets it go by. Docs down to their final out. Bases loaded. Logan Anderson at the dish. He'll take high for ball 1. Logan Anderson 2 for 3 in the game. Pair of singles, has an RBI. Doc Stewart's clinging to life here, trying to pull off a miracle. Inside to Anderson, a 2-0 count. Even if Anderson were to clear the fences and clear the bases here, Docs would still be down by 4. So it would be a miracle at this point. The 2-0 pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. Anderson watching, timing it up. Zilkowski facing his 4th batter here in the 7th. A walk, a single, and then a strikeout for him. Bases are loaded with 2 down. The 2-1 pitch. Again, called a strike on the outside corner. Whether you agree or disagree with the strike zone, you got to know it by this point. Bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. The outside corner of the plate has been called. A 2-2 pitch. Zilkowski delivers. And this one high and away. 3-2. So a walk brings in a run for the Docs. A strike ends it and wins it for the Challengers. Runners will be moving with the bases loaded on the pitch to the plate. A 3-2 delivery as Zilkowski sets. The game on the line. The 3-2, swing and a miss. And the Doc Stewarts will finish out the season with a 13-5 loss against the Emerald Challengers. The Challengers will stay undefeated in the tournament and will play tomorrow, needing to win 1 against the Portland Barbers for the 2023 American Legion State Championship. The winner tomorrow will move on to Gillette, Wyoming to represent the state of Oregon in the Pacific Northwest Regional. Good luck to the Challengers, good luck to the Barbers tomorrow, and congratulations to the Doc Stewarts on a fantastic season, making it to day 4 of the tournament for a 3rd straight year. But unfortunately, that's where the season will come to an end once again for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. It might be a bit of a sting right now, but for the Doc Stewarts, a fantastic season, and they probably made it a little bit further than anybody might have guessed here in the state tournament. The final play-in round team to get to are still in the tournament and they just unfortunately didn't have enough today against the Challengers. Final score 13-5. Don't go anywhere. We've got your Neal Company Real Estate postgame show for the final time coming up when we return after this 2.5-minute break here on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Making it to the state tournament final.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies.
Back here at Sweet Johnson Stadium, where your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts will finish out the season with a 13-5 loss against the Emerald Challengers, who will move on to championship Wednesday, needing to win one and hoping to avoid two losses against the Portland Barbers, who will come in with the one loss on their record, needing to win twice against the Challengers to win the state title. So one win away from going back to Gillette, Wyoming for the Challengers. It'll be their first trip to the Pacific Northwest Regional since, 2021. So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. Doc Stewart's falling 13-5 in this one. Docs will finish the season 21-17-1, finishing on day 4 of the state tournament for a third straight year. For the Emerald Challengers, they are now 50-6 on the season. Congratulations to the Challengers on a fantastic season for them. Boy, they've played a lot of games for one, but they've also won a lot of games, which is pretty cool. So the Doc Stewart's out there in left field finishing out the season. Final numbers here, 13 runs on 11 hits, no errors for the Challengers. For the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's, 5 runs on 8 hits and 4 errors. The Challengers leave 6 men on base. The Docs leave 8 men on base. Picking up the loss will be Tristan Ledbetter, and getting the win will be Kyle Miller. Ledbetter falls to 3-4 on the season, and Kyle Miller will get the win. Ledbetter goes 3 2/3 innings. He gave up 10 runs on 8 hits, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. Colton Sywell, Jace Johnson, and Daniel Withers all pitching in the game as well. Miller goes 4 2/3 innings, gives up 5 runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The bullpen able to keep the Doc Stewarts off the board over the 6th and 7th innings, as the Doc Stewarts, their rally falls just a bit short. A really fun season here for the Doc Stewarts. Unfortunately, it's got to end at some point, and unfortunately for the Doc Stewarts, it ends here today. A pretty special run as they make it to day 4 of the tournament. They knock out the defending state champs. Medford not in the final day of the tournament for the first time since 2013. Let that sink in. That was 10 years ago. That's 9 postseasons, because this would be the 9th postseason because there was nothing in 2020. So 9 straight seasons the Medford Mustangs had been in the final day of the tournament. Doc Stewarts eliminate them yesterday, but they couldn't quite pull off the miracle comeback here against the Challengers. Doc Stewarts gave up 3 runs in the second inning of the Challengers. The Challengers added 2 more in the 3rd and then 5 more in the top of the 4th as they built a 10-0 lead. Docs would get 3 in the bottom of the 4th and add 2 more in the 5th to make it 10-5. So it felt like a chance there. After 5 innings, they were back within 5, but they couldn't get anything in the 6th or the 7th as they fall short. And the Challengers would get 3 runs in the 7th inning to extend their lead back out to 8. Doc Stewarts fall and the season comes to an end. The schedule will have the Challengers playing the Portland Barbers tomorrow at 2. If the Barbers win that game, there would be an if necessary game at 5 o'clock tomorrow here in Eugene. So that's the schedule going forward for tomorrow. We'll go ahead and take another break. This is the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Check out available properties and rentals at nealco.com. We'll take the break, and we will wrap up this season with you when we come back. We'll get you some of the offensive numbers in just a moment on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you can be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving, for all your moving needs.
Back here in Eugene at Sweet Johnson Stadium, where the AAA state tournament will head to day 5 with just 2 teams left. The Portland Barbers will need to win twice against the Challengers coming up tomorrow. The Challengers handed the Barbers their only loss in the tournament so far, so I'm sure the Barbers will be looking to avenge that loss tomorrow and force a winner-take-all Game 2 tomorrow evening. 2 and 5 o'clock if necessary, your schedule for the state tournament tomorrow. Doc Stewart's lamenting the end of the season out in left field. Always tough to get to this point. You know it's coming at some point, but the guys out there getting a chance to talk to each other, I'm sure lasting memories that will and friendships that will continue on, but it's always tough to go through this moment for any season. I always feel it, whether it's high school sports during the year or the Legion stuff during the summer. I'm sure for every other team, every team I've been on, that's always kind of the way it goes. So it's just a heartbreaking moment when the season comes to an end. 13-5, the final score. We gave you pitching numbers. Let's take a look at offensive numbers here during the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. For the Challengers, who were the visiting team, 1 for 5 for Adam Elliott with a run scored. Brock Johnson was 0 for 2 with a run scored. He had 3 walks. Peyton Tyner, 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. A couple of singles for him. Caden Starr was 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBI. He had a single and a double on the night. Eli Christ, a double and a single for him. He goes 2 for 2 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBI. Had a sac fly in there as well. Nate Cook was 2 for 3 with an RBI single and a walk. I gave him 2 for 3. He was actually 1 for 3, I should say. So he was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and that RBI on a single. Let's see here. Tyler Michael, 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI single. And Easton McDonald was 2 for 3 with a run scored and 3 RBI out of the 9 spot. 2 singles. He drives in runs on each of those singles there. Doc Stewart's will break for the final time here in 2023. And a lot of hugs and a few tears, it looks like, out there for the guys in left field. For the Doc Stewart's offensively today, 1 for 3 for Brooks Avery. He had a walk, scored twice. Carson Dunn was 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. That came on a ground out. Cade Johnson 0 for 3. Evan Martin 2 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. He had back-to-back at-bats where he had RBI singles. Also had a walk. Knox Hubbard goes 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Waylon McKnight 0 for 3 with an RBI on a sac fly. Logan Anderson 2 for 4 in the game. Look forward to seeing that kid continue to grow up on the baseball field. He had an RBI single in the 4th. Drew Camp was 0 for 3 tonight, and Sebastian Watson finishes out his Doc's career with a 1 for 3 night with a run scored. So that is going to be it on the 2023 Roseburg American Legion baseball season. The Doc Stewarts finish out the year 21-17-1. And they finish in the Final Four in the state for a 3rd straight year. We obviously will be saying goodbye to a number of players on this year's roster. Returning guys, Cade Johnson, 4 seasons with the Doc Stewarts out of South Umpqua High School. Sebastian Watson, his 3rd year on the Doc Stewarts out of Roseburg High. Carson Dunn from Roseburg High, his 3rd season with the Docs. Same for Knox Hubbard, his 3rd season out of Roseburg. Also, the guys that I know. Now, there's going to be some guys that probably age out that I'm not aware of yet, but definitely it's always sad to say goodbye, but these are the ones that I know for sure will not be back. Braxton Dill, his 2nd year on the Doc Stewarts. We will say goodbye there. And then that is all the guys that I know for sure class of 2022 will not be back. I think I heard maybe that Evan Corbin might be aging out after 3 years with the Docs. Cole Collins could be a guy that unfortunately didn't get to stay with the team throughout the rest of the tournament because he had a all-star football game that he was headed to. He is focusing on football. He may not necessarily be back next year, although I know they're working on talking him into it. But his 1 year with the Doc Stewarts might be his only. But there is some youth on the team that will be back, and a lot of big contributors. And Brooks Avery will be back. Jalen Riddle, he had shined early in the season, worked into more of a backup role towards the tail end. Daniel Withers will be back for a 3rd year. Drew Camp was his first year after just his sophomore season in high school. Tristan Ledbetter will be a senior next year at Douglas High. Logan Anderson will be a junior next year at UVC. He was a huge part of this year's team. Evan Martin will be a senior at Douglas High School. Will have a chance to come back. Waylon McKnight graduating this year. I'm not sure. We'll find out for him on what I'm not sure if he'll age out. He might have a chance to come back. And Jace Johnson, we'll see what his future holds. I'm not sure if he's eligible age-wise to come back. Colton Sywell, he'll be a senior at Bandon High School. We hope to see him back with the Doc Stewarts next year as well. So first year for head coach Eric Savage. Obviously plenty of success making it to day 4 of the state tournament. He coached a lot of great young men who really started to put it together late in the season. And we hope that it was a great year for the young guys to come back from next year and really build off of. And for all the guys that this will be their last time putting on that Doc Stewart's uniform. I know it's emotional now, but congratulations on a great season. It was a lot of fun to be here to call it for you. As we wrap up the season and tonight's broadcast, obviously want to say thanks to the Emerald Challengers on hosting the AAA state tournament. It's been a great tournament so far. It wraps up tomorrow, and thanks to them for a great sportsmanship and contest here tonight. They put together a good program, and obviously it's no easy task to run the tournament, so kudos to them on putting together a great state tournament here in 2023. Want to say thanks to head coach Eric Savage and to all the assistants that have been with him throughout the summer. A.J. Doolittle, Cody, and Zach Watkins, Dominic Tatone, and joining here in the postseason, Justin Bennett, who was leading the Pepsi Bottle Caps when his team and season came to a close. He joined the Docs and has been with them here in the tournament. Thanks to all those guys for just being awesome and cool to hang out with. I got to have dinner with them all last night. That was a lot of fun. But thanks to all of them there. Thanks to every one of them for allowing us to have a couple of minutes to talk throughout the season. It's so much fun to get to know those guys throughout the year, which makes it a little bit bittersweet right now to say goodbye to them as the season comes to an end. But it's a lot of fun to get to know these kids during the summer. I don't always get the opportunity to do interviews like this with guys during the high school season. School takes up a lot of their time, and we don't play nearly as many games. But with Doc Stewart's, we get more access, we get more time with the guys, and it's so much fun to get to know a lot about them. And these are great young men that I look forward to getting a chance to see a lot of them next year in a Doc's uniform. And for the guys that we won't see back on the field next year, I look forward to running into them around town wherever life takes them going forward. So to all the parents that might be tuning in and joining us, thanks so much. Thanks so much for these young men that we get a chance to hang out with. If you did not find the interviews with your players throughout the season, check 541radio.com. But I'm going to work on putting together a special post because we had some issues with our website, and I'm not sure how accessible all those interviews are. So I'm going to put together a new post that's going to have all of the player interviews, and you guys will have an opportunity to American Legion baseball program. Thanks so much for allowing us to do what we do and bring you these games on the radio and on the video player. There's a lot of people that like to have a hand in the pot in many of the different Legion programs around the state, and these guys let me do what I want to do, and I love working with with everybody there at the American Legion, and thanks so much for them for the support they give us for putting together these broadcasts. As we wrap it up, we want to say thanks to the guys back in the radio side of things. As back in the studio tonight, Grady Hamilton, his final night working with us as he graduates from Roseburg High School this spring and is headed off to Clackamas Community College here in a few weeks to go wrestle for the Cougars. Best of luck to Grady in his future endeavors and on the mat. We look forward to great things from him as he moves to the next level. But thanks to great work back in the studio from Grady Hamilton running the board back there. Thanks, as always, to Brenton Cranford, who worked the last 4 days of the tournament back in the studio. That's a lot of long hours for him. I really appreciate him sticking with us there through the season. He has been a long-time guy with us and always does a great job. Joining us here for the last couple of games is trains in the studio, Braden Studebaker. Thanks so much for showing up tonight and being a part of the broadcast. You guys did a good job back in the studio here tonight. And I want to say thanks to my wife, Angela Keyran, for helping out with the video stream throughout the summer and being a very understanding wife, knowing the tolls that a summer baseball season takes on everybody. So appreciate her and all the things that she does. And as always, thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you. I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. It's been an honor and a pleasure to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score this year. I hope you appreciated and enjoyed the broadcast. We'll look forward to doing it again coming up next year. I want to say thanks to all of our sponsors who help us make this possible. Please make sure you patronize them if you get the opportunity to do so. Without their support, we're not able to do what we do because it costs money to get out and do it, and these folks make it possible. So thank you to all of our sponsors for Doc Stewart's Baseball on the radio here this season. Unfortunately, the season comes to an end as the Doc Stewarts fall to the Emerald Challengers 13-5. We'll see you next summer. That's going to be it for us with Doc Stewart's Baseball. Coming up on The Score here in the next coming weeks, we've got NASCAR for you. So we've got some live sports coming up on Sundays to fill out your weekends. So tune in for NASCAR races here on The Score. And, of course, we're just a few weeks away from the start of the high school football season. You'll be able to tune in and catch Roseburg High School football here on The Score Friday nights. And we'll have it on the video stream as well. So look forward to that coming up, and plenty coming up this fall here on The Score. For everybody, I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Doc Stewart's season done here in 2023. You caught the action online at 541radio.com and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.